Hey guys, this is Comrade Kane and welcome back to the last episode of the newbie tutorial series where we're going through the in-game tutorial and I'm explaining some things in detail and helping you get through it with a little bit more clarity and insight. And we haven't seen any units from Gilgamesh yet. By the way, let's see if we can actually change the options. Maybe I'll be able to show you what we can do here. So for example, interface. Here's the first thing I would like you to do. Show yields in HUD ribbon. Always hide. What does that mean, right? So let's do always show. Confirm. Back. Return to the game. Boom. What it does, it's showing you different yields that your opponents are earning. So you can tell that we're ahead in science. We're the same in culture. He's got more money. We're making faith. He's not getting anything. But the military strength, that's the important one. Ooh, that means he only has one unit. That's very sad. And then again, you can check through a world ranking screen. And you can see that Egypt is #1 in every category, which makes you feel pretty good about yourself. Which makes you think that the easiest way to win this game is domination. Basically build up a bunch of units and kill this guy, and it'll be over. And you won your first game. Super easy. Other victory conditions are much harder to achieve. Well, it depends, right? So you have to look at the game conditions and be like, in this situation, I think building up a military and going against and killing Gilgamesh is the best idea. Not killing, but maybe subjugating him. The delegation of Gilgamesh brings you gifts of Sumerian jewelry, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the delegation is most welcome. These actions will actually contribute to something called diplomatic visibility, I think. And that will give him more strength when he fights against us. So usually, but if we accept his delegation, we can be friends. If we don't, then he's not going to be that happy with us. So for this purpose, let's accept his delegation. And we can send a delegation as well. Send delegation gift of gold. If accepted, the recipient will be a bit friendlier. And you will gain a level of access. Okay? So let's see the access. It's right here. So right now, our access level is none. Next level of access will give us different things, okay? He's neutral to us in the beginning of the game. Right now, if we set, we don't know why he's unhappy with us, right? But it tells you that to raise the relationship level, we can offer trade route, open borders, send a delegation, or satisfy one of their agendas. Now we don't know what their agendas are unless we do some research online on the internet. So let's send a delegation for the sake of seeing if it has an impact on access level. And here we go. We improved our relationship. So instead of -10, now we're just -7 as these two cancel each other out. And that's how you can manage the relationship with your neighbors. Now, we could declare a war. In order to declare a war, you have to denounce him first. So, or you can declare a surprise war. Surprise wars are bad on the higher level of difficulty because it creates a kind of penalties, warmonger penalties. But you can declare a surprise war at any time. And if you're Persian civilization, that's all you want to do because they get some serious bonuses for it. But usually you would use Casa Belli as your way to declare war. But before you do that, you denounce the player. That means you hate each other. And then 5 turns later, it kind of gives them time to prepare, which kind of sucks. So if you are warmonger, then you can declare a surprise war and take them out. Now, so this is interesting. We can see that Samaria has built a holy site, but they're not earning any faith. That's really weird. You can see that they improved gypsum, and that's how they're receiving it. You can see that their borders are dashed line. That means we can cross it for now. As the research technologist, there'll be technology that will close the borders. I don't remember, or civic. I don't remember where it is exactly. So you won't be able to cross into the borders. They become solid lines. And in order for you to actually cross their borders again, you will have to have an open borders agreement. And it will appear right here. So let's see. I think it might be the empire. Oh, that's right. As we research early empire, we will be able to sign open borders agreement, for example. So that we'll be able to go through. But if you have open borders, you can declare war, I don't think. You will have to declare a surprise war. And here's the fourth luxury resource for this continent. Now let's see if this is actually... Oh yeah, I should have shown you the settler lands. Okay. So you see the settler lands, super important when you want to settle a city. By the way, see, we still have 7 turns for the settler and 7 turns to grow. We want to have 6 turns to grow and 7 turns for the settler, so that we grow to population 6. But what I wanted to show you are different map lenses, okay? So the most important lens probably for you right now is settler. Click on that and it will show you the fresh water. Fresh water is one of the primary items that will guide your city placement, okay? So for example, in this area, we could settle a city here, but what is the best tile? Well, obviously dark green, because it will be the most housing, okay? Which dark green? This one or this one? Well, maybe this one, because it's next to the fish and it's on the coast. Same thing goes here. All these dark green tiles are great because they're between the rivers, right? Adjacent. These light green tiles, they provide only one housing because they're on the coast. But port cities have their own advantages and they can be very powerful later in the game. And in this case, all these red tiles mean that you can't build a city there, right? They're blocked somehow. So the red tiles, the mountains, obviously can build a city on the mountain, but you can't build cities in too close to other cities, basically. Okay, so you can see the 3-ring sort of 3-ring border right around this city, because this city will be able to work all of these tiles theoretically. If your city is like huge, it could. Okay. Or you can pick different tiles to work. And that's why they're all red. Same goes for this one. So the shortest distance between the cities is 3 tiles in between. 3 hexes. In this case, we have 4 hexes in between. So 3 to 4 hexes is a good idea to serve as a guide how to place your cities around. And you kind of want to place them, you know, in a diamond shape or triangle shapes, in the sense like one here, one here, one here, because you want to build things in between and play off of it. Once you start playing and getting into the community, whether you're on Reddit or Facebook or YouTube, I mean, you're going to find out how many people are sinking how much time into this game. But it is so much fun. Anywho, Lex turn. I mean, it takes a while. It takes a while. All right, let's see. So we wanted to build a Sphinx just for the hell of it. So let's do it. Boom. All right. Oh yeah, there was a goal to do that. Wow, I didn't even remember. And then another thing we wanted to do, right? So there are so many things to keep in your head. It's almost like you need a notebook of what's happening, right? Because remember, we wanted to boost early empire. Okay, so next turn. Next turn, we're going to switch to a settler because we want to get it out as soon as we can. All right, we just completed writing. Okay, good for us. All right. Many types of districts. Okay, so here's the first district, right? By completing research and writing, you're now able to construct campus district. Campus district is dedicated to increasing the amount of science. All right, super important mechanics of the game, science.
Deciding where to place a city district is an important decision. Be sure to pick a location best suited for the district to reap the most benefit.
Okay, so let's see. Where is the best location? Many districts in the game also get bonus depending on where they're placed within the city. The campuses get a bonus when placed next to the mountains or jungles. God knows why, right? Okay, so here's the problem, right? In placing this in the map changes slightly. So it shows you what they call an adjacency bonus. So a campus placed in any of these tiles, right, highlighted green, will get nothing, no bonus. It'll just be earning whatever science by default is like +1. However, if you place it on this side tile, it'll be +1 extra. And this tile, because there are 2 mountains here, each one providing +1 science, and together is +2. And so this one will be the best location for it. The plus has mountains on 2 sides. Well, there you go. So they want us to build the campus here. Okay, so we wasted a charge, and I kind of saw that that would happen, but that's okay. Wasted the builder's charge, right? Because now the farm will be destroyed. You don't have to do anything with it. And the campus will be placed instead. Since you have finished the writing tutorial, you now must choose what to research next. If you would like a suggestion, animal husbandry and bronze working. Animal husbandry will allow you pasture and camp improvements. Bronze working will allow you to build a military district and train spearmen. All right, here's the thing. At this point, it's too early to decide what victory you want to go for, right? But animal husbandry will help us boost archery. Not boost archery, but open a path to archery. So, I mean, you kind of go through all of the technologies, together. And you just want to get through the tree. Because essentially, if you plan for like scientific victory, for example, you need to get to rocketry and then beyond for different missions. So you need to get to this technology, which is pretty much like one of the last techs. To earn culture is very difficult actually for a beginner. There are many different things involved. Religion also very specific. I think one of the best victory types for a beginner is science, because it makes you go through the whole tech tree and quite a bit of culture. Try to play a balanced game, right? Where you can earn decent amount of gold as well as culture and science, because gold will allow you to buy things, so you don't have to waste your production. All right, I think it's time to switch to settler. Oh, they don't want us to switch to settler. Okay. There are tasks that we have to do. So our strategy of waiting to build a settler failed because of the game being a tutorial, which is okay. We just keep researching. We kind of don't want to make sure that we get every tile opened up. I should have went into the snow tile. Oh, finally, we have a tooltip for each tile. I don't know why it wasn't working before. Maybe it was, maybe I have no idea. But now you can see that this is a plains tile, and this is a grassland hills tile. So it tells you what type of terrain that is. For example, here it's tundra hills, and this is just snow straight up. And there is a reason for the different type of tiles, because they're going to provide different benefits and require different type of improvements or wonders or buildings, etc. All right, let's just keep going. We might as well just explore the whole continent. I don't think in this tutorial game, right, Gilgamesh is not doing anything. He just has the scouts sitting in his city, and it does nothing. All right, so we have, let's see, we have this fancy sphinx. So if we turn the yield icons off, and it's a pretty cool improvement. It looks cool, right? And what we can do, we can manage citizens. God damn it. So we can't tell what is this city working on, really. Probably chocolate still. It's too bad. I'll have to make another tutorial and just go through it again and explain other things in more detail. If you guys like this tutorial, naturally. All right, so the next thing that the game is prompting us to do is choose another tech, and let's just go with the animal husbandry. It only takes 3 turns, and it's a prerequisite, so we might as well go with it. And you see how I click on this icon constantly because it just prompts you to move your units. By the way, this animation of your unit running and doing combat, it actually takes quite a bit of time of your game speed. So as a beginner, it might not bother you. As an advanced player, you actually can turn it off. So it just like skips, I guess, instead of like running, you know. Kind of makes the game go faster, because right now I'm waiting for the scout to get to this tile, whereas without this animation, which you can change in options, game. Sorry, it's game. So there are several settings, right? Quick movement. If I enable that, they'll start skipping. Same thing with the combat. You're not going to see this little animation of them like fighting, but as a new player, I think it's pretty cool. So this is the one thing that, I don't know, maybe it could be disabled. Another thing, it depends on your computer too, how much power it has. You probably want to disable a lot of these things to make sure it works properly. What you could do also is have the different time of day. So throughout the game, it'll just change. So let's see. We'll keep playing and you'll see the effect of it. Yeah, see how it jumped, just like skipped? That's because I turned off the movement animation. All right, so we're getting our second, wait, it's not second, it's the first luxury resource. Let's look at our cities report. So our city, so there is an icon for, or an option rather, for different reports. And once you click on it, it gives you the list of your cities and the type of production you're getting from them. Okay, so this one is getting, your capital is getting 2 and 7. That's 9 total. The second city of Thebes getting +4. You can see that the breakdown for science, for culture, and other categories. You can see what resources we are working. Currently, it's just stone. And you can see the city status. Okay, so citizen happiness is the one that shows you whether your citizens are content or not. And this is the one that is driven by lack or the level of amenities that you have. And the amenities, remember, are driven by the luxury resources and other things. But it's because the amenities, the happiness of your cities is dependent on the growth population number. So the higher the population, the less happiness it's going to have, and the more resources it's going to require. This option also shows us other things. If you don't have enough amenities and your happiness is lower, then the growth rate is going to be stagnant or even decreasing if they're super unhappy. And we also have that Samira just received the form, and well, it's from us. Gossip is kind of useless. And we have trade routes. right? We don't have anything going on. We still have 7 turns to go to get the trade outs. So what does Plantation, the improvement for the cocoa does? It gives us +2 gold and 0.5 housing. So that means if we build a plantation here and we build a farm here, that will give us +1 extra housing. 0.5 from here, 0.5 from here. Now, plantations and other improvements get better. They provide more yields as you discover more tech and civics. So let's build it. And we are getting 5 gold. Look at this. It looks nice as a yield, right? So the gold is going to allow us to buy units like builders, like settlers, or buildings even. Oh, what is this? All right, when you see something like this, right? When the stone yield, which usually just gives you tiny production, also has a yield of culture and science, right? And the other tile adjacent to it also has some culture and science. What does that mean? That means there is a natural wonder nearby that gives those type of that provides those type of yields. All right. Well, this builder has still 1 more charge. I don't think we need to do anything here. I'd rather go and improve this coffee actually, and we can just walk him just like that. Can we not do that? So I want to keep going. I want to keep going this way. Well, you know what? Maybe even this way. This is desert. Desert is also pretty useless, as you can see. However, the things that happen in the desert are like aluminum, strategic resources, or oil that are very, very important for like science victory or domination victory, for example, later in the game. Also, again, land like tundra that has low yields or desert could be improved by like pantheons, which will provide, like if you build a holy site and you get desert or folklore pantheon, which provides faith for every single desert tile around it, which means that this holy site, if we placed it here, would have 1, 2, 3, 4 +4 faith. Very cool. So they tried to make those type of tiles useful. And here we just discovered another tribal village. And guess what? I've noticed that AI or a computer player does not explore well. So you can get to their borders very quickly, I mean, very close, and still find unlocked tribal villages. It's really weird. So it's worth exploring for sure. So we want to make sure we get to that village. All right, so we discovered animal husbandry. And because we did, now we have to choose the next technology. We boosted masonry. Can we boost anything else? Well, we can mine a resource. No, we have no resource to mine. Mining a resource means that the resource should be on a hill, for example, that could be mined. I actually want to show you how to put a mine on, but maybe the game will. The game tutorial. What I want to do, I mean, if it was me, I would try to go Domination Victory, but let's see. I think we're going to boost astrology right now because we're going to discover the natural wonder. Here it is. Thingy de Bamaranja. You know what? I have no idea what that is. I mean, these wonders, a lot of them look really awesome. And guess what it did? So you can get eureka moments. Okay. See what happened? Astrology is boosted by finding natural wonder. Again, exploration, right? This Eureka moment was gained by discovering natural wonder. Other achievement could be winning a battle with a specific unit or constructing a building. And this is what I talked about, right? And you can look at these texts and you can see that, you know, to boost archery, you can kill a unit with a slinger. So it makes sense to build a slinger and try to kill a barbarian maybe. Okay? It makes sense to found a city on the coast and not one tile away from the coast like the game was showing us in this case, right? Putting the city here instead of on the coast. Putting the city on the coast would boost sailing. And if you're playing a larger map, right, where other civilizations are on the other continent, you have to sail there. And in order to sail there, you have to discover cartography, which is a naval tech further away, which requires a boost of 2 harbors, right? Cartography allows your units to traverse oceans. Without it, you can't cross oceans. Your naval units will stay on like coastal areas only. By the way, you can see how the color darkened, right? That's because we have that option on of the game option of the animated time of day. So kind of just gives you a little different vibe to it. I thought it was pretty cool. And again, the game tells you things that are happening. Boosted astrology by discovering natural wonder. So here's the thing. Like, you discover natural wonder, if it's in your vicinity, like if the natural wonder was here, you would want to settle a city somewhere there. Because first of all, and you'll learn that holy sites, for example, if built next to the natural wonder, you know what? Let's see if this works. I was going to try to pull up the Wikipedia, but you can't in the tutorial. Wikipedia within the game, you can hit F9 on the keyboard if you're playing on the PC. You can search for anything. Like type in natural. You know what? No, I can't do this here either. You can search a map for things too, but in that Wikipedia you can type in anything, any concept, anything you find on the map, any question you have, and use the internet too. But that Wikipedia is really priceless. It provides all kind of information. And so I was going to say that it provides information about like Holy Site District adjacency bonus, right? Remember how campus has an adjacency bonus right here. It's +2. It shows you already because of 2 mountains. Well, Holy Sites get adjacency bonus from things like natural wonders. We're trying to get to this village. Oh, scout. So this scout has discovered plenty. It earned a promotion. And the promotion, you can see the new icon appears right here. It says promotion available. And you can see this XP bar is finally reached 15 level. It's filled with white color. So we're going to go ahead and click on this. And now we have to choose a promotion. So every combat unit comes with a promotion tree, which is this. And you start with the first level and then go to the second and third and whatnot. So the first level for the scout, you can pick is either a ranger or an alpine. Usually, depends on the map. Doesn't really matter. But in this case, I'm looking at it. There are some woods, there are some hills, maybe more hills. So I'll go with alpine. And now you can see it has a little number 1 next to it. That means this unit is promoted. How do we know what the promotion is? Well, the unit screen or dialogue shows this icon right here. Okay, and it says alpine, faster movement on hill. That means we can traverse hills much faster. We don't have to waste movement points. And then our XP bar you can see it kind of carries over after the promotion because we earned that much XP. So it's already 15 out of 45 until the next promotion. And that next promotion, we could take that other one that will help us traverse woods and rainforests, for example, faster. Or keep going down that promotion tree. So the promotions are super important because they're going to make your unit stronger. That's why having barbarians is a good thing if you know how to fight them. Man, we keep getting gold, nothing else. Because barbarians basically are a source of promotion for your units. And your promoted units are going to be much stronger than your opponent's non-promoted units. Wow, it doesn't even allow me to get into the city. That's so weird. I want to get to this coffee. And improve it. All right, let's keep going. I'm sure we'll find more. The early part of the game is most favorite for a lot of players. Oh, we found them. It doesn't have to be an overwhelming force. It's always a good strategy to diversify. Not all units are created equal. Some are better than others. Sure. Well, you definitely don't want to attack barbarians with a scout. And in this case, I mean, it's a good thing we still have discipline. So if we go to our government, right, to check, we have +5 combat strength against them. And you can see that there is no exclamation mark because exclamation mark appears once you reach, gross utilization to 6 pop. Oh, that's going to happen next time and it's going to boost early empire. But once early empire is researched, you're going to get the exclamation mark. That means you can switch out policies for free. Right now, you have to actually pay gold to do that. And you really don't want to do that. I mean, unless you're really in the clutch, then you can spend gold on that. Otherwise, just wait for the civic to finish and switch them out. Anyway, in this case, we have +5 combat strength, right? So that means that our scout unit, if it was to fight the barbarian, in this dialogue below, you can see that the game is predicting a major defeat for our scout. Well, because he's weaker, right? You can see that his strength is 18. Because first of all, we're on settler difficulty. So at the bottom, you see that it says +3 combat strength bonus to us because we're on settler difficulty. You don't want to start civilization game on settler difficulty because I feel like it's going to handicap you or your learning process because it gives bonuses to the player like this, like a combat, like production and science and stuff. And I have a video on that as well that explains what the differences are for the difficulty levels. So you want to start in Prince because that's like a 0 default level. Anyway, so it's 3, then +5 from our government policy discipline, right? And +10 base. So together it's +18. Whereas Barbarian comes with +20 as a warrior by default, and he's on the hill defending, right? So that hill provides him +3 combat bonus. In any which case, you never want to fight units with your scout unless they're like have 1 hit point left in their health. So what we want to do with the scout, run away. And running away would work going backwards. Because if I step on this hill, obviously, the next turn, this barbarian warrior is going to attack me. He's probably not going to kill me, but he's going to damage my scout pretty badly. I'll be able to run away because we have the hills promotion, for example. Being attacked by other units also gives you experience. So technically, you know what? Let me show you that. It's not a bad thing because he's not going to destroy my scout. He's going to hit some, probably 50% hit or something like that. I am not sure exactly how it works. But you can see our scout defended. All right. So see, the game is teaching you how to build a district and then the building in it, because science is so important, right? Some buildings can only be constructed in districts, like the library. Since we have completed construction of the campus, we might as well build a library. And I will have to say that building a campus and then the library is a good move for sure. Now, what does the library do? It provides +2 science. So, in addition to the +2 that campus is making, another +2, but also it provides additional great scientist points, which is something to consider. Now, we have to now be aware of things like costs, right? So the maintenance, 1 gold, that's 1 gold per turn you're going to lose if you build the library. Right now we're making +10 gold, and that's okay. I don't think our units cost anything, so that's okay. But the bigger the military, the more gold you're going to have to spend on it. To win the game of civilization, you need to defeat all other civilizations. There are multiple ways to achieve this. Most games will also end in the year 2050, or after a set number of turns. If no player has achieved these victories by then blah blah blah. Score is calculated as a general measure. Okay. Score victory is like, you basically go through it and making sure that you have more cities and more population, more technologies than your opponent, and you're unable to reach the victory condition for a specific victory type. That before is great, but under the leadership, it's not fit. Okay. So the status of each victory is tracked. Okay, so that I have already shown you before. The overall tab, as you can see, you've seen before, and other tabs give you more details for a specific victory condition. So right now we're on pace to win it. If we go at the same pace, or maybe a little faster, until year 2050, which will be a lot of turns, because right now it's turn 32 and it's the year 2140 BC. Now the years will start to count with each era. The number of years that equal to 1 turn will start decreasing. Right now, I think it's like 100 years per turn or something. Maybe less. Not sure. But the world rankings screen will give you, again, conditions of what's happening for each victory type. The rest of this tutorial will help you to achieve your first Domination Victory. Okay, the Domination Victory, what you have to do is occupy the all capitals of all other civs. For this tutorial, that means you have to use your military to capture the capital of Gilgamesh. You're gonna have to take out Uruk, I think. How you ultimately achieve this will be up to you. However, we have provided 3 optional objectives that, if completed, will greatly assist you in achieving this. Okay, so let's see the objectives. If you're unsure about something, you're looking about more information you've seen in this tutorial, there's a good chance you'll find it in the civilopedia. Okay, so to open the civilopedia by click, I was trying to find the keyboard shortcut, which is F9, and it wasn't working, but let's see if this works. And it does. Oh my god, perfectly. Well, here's your civilopedia, or wiki, as I called it earlier, and there is everything in here. You can even type in combat, and it gives you different options, and it tells you what happens, okay, or how to do it. Victory, culture victory, domination victory, religious. So click on domination victory and read about the conditions, what you have to do. Cities, all kind of stuff. I mean, there's so much to read. So you're gonna have to. There are different categories right here. And again, on the internet, you do the same thing. If you want to type something in like Civ 6 domination victory, it will come up with plenty of resources for you. Anyway, but I use civilopedia still. For example, let's see, what's the name of this wonder? You can hover over it. Thingy, right? So if we go into civilopedia and want to read more about thingy. There you go. And it tells you what it does. One tile impassable natural wonder means like it's like a mountain, and provides one culture and one science to adjacent tiles. And then there's a historical context. How cool is that? Anyway. So I think let's look at our goals then. So that what do they want us to do? They want us to build ancient walls in the capital. Okay. So here's the thing. You shouldn't be building walls in the cities that are like in the middle of your empire, right? Like Thebes or Thebes is on the border of your empire. I would build walls here. The walls would because the AI would attack your first city, not go straight for your capital. I have never seen that before. A human player online, that's a different story altogether. So what else do they want us to do? They want us to build an encampment district and upgrade with barracks so that we can produce our units faster, and then go and destroy Samaria. Now, we could do this. I think this is a waste, ancient walls. Or we can just switch to units. We want to get archery. This is how I would do it. We'll get archery and upgrade our slinger. We get 2 more maybe slingers built. And then maybe build 2 more warriors. And that should be enough. That should be enough to take out this city, which has a garrison defense of only 15, which is very, very low. Now, in order to upgrade your units, though, once we discover archery, it will cost you gold, but also you have to be within your borders. So that means I have to spend that much time going back to my back into my own lands, which is okay. Now, in order to start the war or prepare for war, we need to build units, right? A gauge or a gog, I have no idea, is a policy that gives you plus 50 production towards the units. So now that we're not going to be fighting barbarians, I don't see any problem around our city either. So that's not a problem. And the next economic policy, let's do the production in both cities, right? So extra 1 production that will help building up the units as well. And I'm going to start building them. I guess I could start doing it now. So we got the early empire. Now, you really don't want to start any wars until you get oligarchy government. Okay? In this case, in this tutorial, I don't think it's possible. And unfortunately, there are no city-states, so we can't boost it. But we can work towards it, because oligarchy is essential as an early government for domination or for any war. So first of all, your all land melee units get plus 4 combat strength. You get units gain extra combat experience. And we also get some influence for city states, but every government has that. The main bonus here is plus 4 combat strength. And if you're on the lower level and we're already getting some extra bonus, right? Against the computer player. I think, all right, I think we're moving. So our scout survived, as you can see, it's still 75%. And earned more XP. Oh, we only earned 1 XP point, actually. So not that much. So it's not really worth it. So let's get out of here. I know that I'm safe here for now, because his warrior can't step over the hill. He'll lose a turn. So by the time he moves here, I'll be already gone. So we boosted state works and early empire somehow. All right. I don't think there's a point in exploring anymore. Oh, probably. Yeah. As I told you, The barbarians will chase you, but they will never catch us. And we want to come back all the way and upgrade to archers. All right, so we got a trader, right? Now we can send it to a city. Okay, this trade panel is showing the cities, blah, blah, blah. Okay, as soon as you click on the trader, this panel comes up on the left to show you a selection of cities where you can send your trader to. Depending on the buildings and districts in the foreign destination, you stand to earn these yields. Okay, for domestic destinations, you earn food and production. All right, guys. Well, this is the end of the episode 3 of our tutorial series. There is one more left. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.